a major international developing story from Australia. In case you've not yet heard, tennis superstar Novak Djokovic once again faces deportation after the Australian government revoked his visa for the second time. This, of course, is 3 days before the Australian Open. The first major of the year is set to begin. Australia's immigration minister says the unvaccinated Djokovic may pose a risk to the community. Now, his lawyers have already asked a court to block the deportation, which they successfully did after his visa was canceled the first time around. So if you've not been paying attention to this, it has gone back and forth and back and forth. He's been in limbo. And again, this is a player who has won this event 9 times in the past. And so here's Patrick McEnroe, who leads our tennis coverage for us. Patrick, what should the fans know about this? What is the reaction to what's going on right now in Melbourne?
Well, first of all, Greeny, just for the record, I got the Raiders, okay? So put my name up there on the ground with all your football experts, okay? But when it comes to this story, okay, this is political dynamite, Mike, down in Australia. From the moment that Novak Djokovic got on the plane to go try to win his record 21st major. Of course, he's tied with Nadal and Federer, and we've all been assuming that he's going to end up as the greatest player of all time. Now, remember, he's won the Australian Open 9 times. This has gone back and forth. Unfortunately for Novak, you can think what you want to think about the way he's handled it. He's made some mistakes. Clearly, he's made the decision not to be vaccinated. All those things have factored into this decision. But at the end of the day, this is about public opinion and about politics in Australia. And Novak Djokovic has become a political pawn down under.
Let's talk about what, if anything, this does to his legacy, because you mentioned it. He's much younger than Federer, and he's younger than Nadal as well. So, yes, the overwhelming likelihood is that he will, when he retires, he will have won the most slams of any player of all time. But certainly, he's not nearly as beloved internationally as those players are, as revered as those players are. And now he has this. So how do you expect this ultimately to impact his legacy?
Well, I don't think it's going to affect his legacy as a tennis player, right? As you said, he's got the numbers to back it up. I sort of think of it in the same way we think about Aaron Rodgers. You know, if he leads the Packers to the Super Bowl, of course, that's going to be great for his legacy as a football player. But what he's done along the way, it certainly affects the way people think of him generally. And so, same with Kyrie Irving. If the Brooklyn Nets win the NBA title, we'll think of him as affecting what they were able to do on the court. But off the court, it's similar for Novak Djokovic. He's going to still, in my opinion, go down as the greatest player of all time when this is all said and done. But his legacy is clearly being tainted by the way he's handling it, by some of the stances he's taken publicly. And I think the big question, Mike, moving forward is, does he play in Australia? So that's still on the table. And then what happens throughout the course of the rest of the tennis season? Because the rules are changing in other countries around the world, including our own in the United States.
Right, yeah, a few months from Paris and then Wimbledon and then here. Super quickly, like inside the tennis world, are people on his side or not? Generally speaking, does he have the support of the people inside the sport?
It's gone back and forth over the course of the last week. I would say the tide is turning against him right now. You heard from Stefano Tsitsipas yesterday saying they've had enough of Djokovic playing by his own rules. Rafael Nadal, I think, put it as well as anyone, Mike, early on in this debate. Novak made the choice not to be vaccinated. He knew what the rules were going to be in Australia. He tried to get the exemption. He tried to game the system a little bit, and it's nipped them in the butt in a big way. I think the players have had enough.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.